For the flame, please bring forward the Christ candle. Namaste.
Good morning, beloved of God. Right where you are at this moment, the light of Spirit shines through you. Infinitely loved by God, you are the light of the world. I am Donna, and I welcome you to Unity Spiritual Center of Waco this morning. Just a quick reminder to silence our cell phones. Please stand as you're able and join us in our congregational singing.
Morning. So everybody knows we're all in the same boat. I do not expect amazing vocals this morning because pollen. Yeah? You too? Okay. Just as long as you hold me to the same standard. Anyway. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing grace today. I'm choosing grace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing grace today. I choose compassion today. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I choose compassion today. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. I choose abundance today. I choose abundance today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I choose abundance today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. Ah, tricked you on that, huh?
Let us say together our statement of truth, which is on the screen. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. We are a beacon of love and light for those who need this spiritual home right now. Let us say together our vision, mission, and our core value for today. Our vision: to awaken an awareness of spirit in our lives through modern application of ancient wisdom. Our mission: raise consciousness, transform lives, heal the planet, one person at a time, beginning with me. And our core value for today is prayer and meditation. We acknowledge the power of prayer and meditation to inspire, transform, and to heal. Through affirmative prayer, we change our lives. Through meditation, we open ourselves to insight, intuition, and conscious awareness of spirit within. I think Doug is going to do our daily word today.
For Sunday, March the 17th, the daily word is prayer, appropriately. I feel the presence and power of God as I pray. In the revealing word, Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore described prayer as the most highly accelerated mind action known. This awareness is my comfort and assurance as I release my worldly concerns and feel the presence of God. As I pray, I immerse myself in the silence so I can be still and know. From this place of deep communion, I relax and focus my attention on the divine ideas of life, love, wisdom, and strength, and order, which are always mine to claim. As these spiritual truths flourish in my consciousness, thoughts of my troubles and worries fade from my mind. In the past, I may have believed prayer was a way of asking God for help and solace. Now I understand it is one of the best ways of helping and uplifting myself. From Psalms chapter 46, verse 10, "Be still and know I am God." So our affirmation for today is, and I'll say it, then we can say it together. I feel the presence and power of God as I pray. Together, I feel the presence and power of God as I pray.
Thank you, Doug, Penny, Lucinda. This is a time in our service when we have an opportunity to come together to greet one another, to say hi, fist bump, shake hands, or give a hug, which I prefer. And also, you who are joining us from the ethers out there, even though you're not here in body, you are with us in spirit. And we welcome you and know that you are a part of this church family. So let's do that now. I'll come over here.
Everybody, you can remain seated for our second congregational song. It's the duet song, so you know. It's a good thing that, there's a couple of people here that I rely on to carry that duet. What is it called? Okay, I got it. Okay, here it is. Whenever you're ready.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To feel your presence in my heart. Knowing all your love and your glory. Feeling your power, Lord, as we sing holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To feel your presence in my heart. Knowing all your love and your glory. Feel your power, Lord, as we sing holy, holy, holy. To feel your presence in my heart. Knowing all your love and your glory. Feel your power, Lord, as we sing holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to know you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to know you. Keep singing those holies. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to know you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to know you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Don, and it's a pleasure to welcome each of you to Unity Spiritual Center today. Together we affirm and celebrate our unity, our oneness with each other, our oneness with all that is, and our oneness in God. Your presence is essential, for each of you is a unique aspect of the unity that is Unity Spiritual Center today. And we know that no one is here by accident or coincidence. Unity is a New Thought denomination, yet New Thought is nothing new to the world. It is in reality a synthesis to the greatest concepts from the minds and spirits of humankind across the ages. I lost my place here. The laws of Moses, the love of Christ, the ethics of Buddha, the morals of Confucius, the 5 pillars of Islam, and the deep spiritual realization of the Hindus all find an exalted place in the philosophy of unity. And we know that in unity, we believe all people are created with sacred worth, regardless of culture, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or creed. And we know that neither unity nor God leaves anyone out. So as we open our service today, let's do so with prayer. Infinite Presence, we come together today to celebrate your presence within each of us. As we pray today, we pray that we allow your presence to flow through us, to open our minds, to open our hearts, so that as we look out into this world, that we see your love, beauty, understanding, joy, and peace that surrounds us. And that is the truth of what this world is. We make a choice each day on how we approach that day, what we see before us. And we know that each of us can be that light and love that makes a difference, that brings your presence, your understanding into this world, into each heart. So as we go forward today and every day, let each of us be a conduit for your love. Especially this time of year today. We've just had a cleansing rain that's bringing about all the growth, the new life that comes about every spring. Let us see your presence as this world transforms into the light and love of God. This is a special time for us to just enjoy and love, to see the light, the beauty that is God. So for this we say, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. When the disciples asked how should they pray, Jesus gave them the Lord's Prayer, which we say together now is translated from the Aramaic, the language that Jesus spoke. Together, infinite presence, which is everywhere. Your name is sacred. Your kingdom is come. Your will is throughout the earth, even as it is throughout the universe. You give us our needful bread from day to day, and you forgive our offenses, even as we forgive our offenders, and you let us not enter into materialism, but you separate us from error, because yours are the kingdom, the power, and the song, and the praise, from all ages, throughout all ages, sealed in faith, trust, and truth. Each of us is the light and love of God, spiritual beings having a human experience. You are God's beloved, and we embrace you today. This is the time in our service when we have an opportunity to bless the children. They're not here today. Well, one of them is, but will bless me and the rest of the kids today. So together, let's rub our hands together. Get some nice warm energy going. And hold them up as we say, children of the world, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the Christ you are. Thank you.
Here we go. Here I am. Hello. Although I can project. Anyway, as I was saying, today's title, today's talk is entitled "When Hell Freezes Over." And, if you're raised in the traditional Christian way, the understanding of hell is that, well, originally it was just a place that was absent from God, without God. And then it, over the years, like morphed into this horrible place that was always perpetually on fire and burning, and that's where you're going to go if, all the things that you shouldn't do or should, if are going to do. Anyway, so as far as unity is concerned, though, I think that hell is a little bit more of an amorphous idea. I think it's more, from what I have understood, because God is within us at all times and around us, He is not distant. There is no absence from God. And so our idea of hell is that it's just a very unpleasant place and that we created ourselves. And so I was trying to figure out a song to go with this theme. Sometimes I think you just take it as a personal challenge to make it like, what can I do to thwart Lucinda today, this week? And so the song that I chose is a Sue Riley song, and I've sung it before, but it's been a number of years. It's called Up Until Now. And it is just basically addressing changing the way you approach life, think. When you think, oh, that'll happen with hell freezes over, well, yeah, if you go on with that attitude. But if you do change and you live a life of, positive affirmations and positive prayer, things can change. So, the song. It's really fun and upbeat, and I think you'll enjoy it. So, thank you. Whenever you're ready, Karen. I was my own speed bump up until now. I didn't love myself enough, I didn't know how. I'm so over tears, negativity and fears, and every thought that held me down up until now. Someone like me could never have the best. I'd walk into a banquet, then I'd settle for what's left. Nowadays you'll find me out in front, arms open wide, first in line, last to leave, claiming what is mine. I was my own speed bump up until now. I didn't love myself enough, I didn't know how. I'm so over tears, negativity and fears, and every thought that held me down up until now, up until now. I used to think in romance I didn't have a prayer. My friends all played the game of hearts while I played solitaire. Nowadays in my new life, my dance card is filled up. I've learned that love's like chocolate, you can never have enough. You can't have too much chocolate, it can happen. Pancreas will tell you. But you can't get enough love. So long to the things I once believed. Bye bye past, you've got no chains on me. Whoa, 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 I was my own speed bump up until now. I didn't love myself enough, I didn't know how. I'm so over tears, negativity and fears, and every thought that held me down Up until now, I'm so over tears, negativity and fear, and every thought that held me down. Up until now, 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 up until now.
Thank you, Lucinda. Beautiful song, beautiful voice, even though you do have the whatever going on. It didn't come through. Today's talk, When Hell Freezes Over. I come up with the title and then I got to figure out what to say. Well, there was a story I saw one time and I thought, well, I could use that. And it was about a man in Chicago. Some people would call him an evil man. He caused a lot of problems for a lot of people. And he died. Went to hell. He got to hell and there was the devil. Satan was waiting on him. He says, you're going to pay for it now. Right over there, that big pile of rocks, I want you to take that sledgehammer and start making that pile of rocks and travel. That's what you're going to be doing for eternity. It was about 100 degrees, kind of humid. So the man goes over and starts working on the rocks. And the devil figured that'll teach him. And went on about his business. After a time, he came back by, and the man was just kind of whistling a tune and breaking up the rocks. Life was good. And he comes over and he says, what, this isn't enough? And he says, you know, this is like April in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. This is just daily routine. All right, we'll see about that. So the devil cranked the temperature up to 150 degrees. Went on his way. After a while, he came back by and he saw the man. He had his sleeves rolled up, but now he was kind of humming to himself, still breaking up the rock. Devil come and said, what, you can handle this? He says, it's like the end of June, 1st of July in, Chicago. I'm from Chicago. This is just what we deal with. And, okay, we got you now. He cranked it up all the way, 200 degrees. The rest of the souls that were in there beating on the rock were just moaning and groaning and carrying on. And the man was over there at his pile of rocks with his sledgehammer. And Satan went on about his business. Came back by to check on him. Had his shirt off, was sweating profusely, but he was beating on the rock. And the devil said, well, what do you think now? And he says, this is like Chicago in August. We just deal with it, and I'm doing it. The devil was beside himself. What am I going to do now? He thought about it. And as he walked off, he said, I got it. So he turned the temperature down to minus 40 degrees and said, okay, you can handle the heat, handle this. Went on about his business. After a while, he came back by, looked at the man. He didn't have a sledgehammer. It was laying over there. He still had his shirt off, and he looked at it. He was dancing, just carrying on, having a good time. Devil comes up, and he says, you could handle the heat. Now, what's going on? It's 40 below zero. He says, I'm from Chicago, and the Cubs are going to the World Series. When hell freezes over. I figured there was at least one of you out there that could relate to that. That was said a long time in Chicago. So, in the vast expense of theological contemplation and metaphysical inquiry, there exists the concept, as chilling as it is profound, the notion of hell freezing over. The idea, often wielded in the realm of hyperbole, carries with it a depth of physiological pondering that transcends the colloquial use of that. It invites us to venture beyond the brimstone and fire into the realm where the eternal flames have been quenched by frost, where the eternal heat has surrendered to glacial stillness, This is not merely a discussion of climate change in the underworld, but a metaphorical exploration of transformation, redemption, and the unseen. Imagine, if you will, a realm designed as the ultimate destination for the damned, a place of perpetual punishment and despair, suddenly seized by a cold so penetrating that the very essence of punishment is transformed. The flames that once danced with merciless glee are now encased in ice, their warmth smothered by a blanket of frost. The rivers of fire freeze in mid-flow, their surfaces reflecting not the agony of soul, but the stillness of redemption. In this frozen hell, the screams of torment are silenced, replaced by the quiet introspection of souls encased in ice, given the chance to ponder their deeds in a silence so profound as the cold itself. What would cause hell to freeze over? Is it a collective turn of humanity towards virtue? A global awakening that starves the fires of hell of their fuel? Or is it the divine acknowledgement that redemption is possible for all, that no soul is beyond saving, that even in the depths of despair, there lies the potential for transformation? This concept challenges the very foundation of eternal damnation, suggesting a dynamic universe in which absolutes are replaced by possibilities, where even the most condemned places and souls can undergo a profound change. The metaphor of hell freezing over speaks to the human condition in its most hopeful and transformative light. It suggests that no person is beyond redemption, that the coldest, harshest aspects of our nature can be warmed, melted, and ultimately transformed. It speaks to the possibility of change, not just of the attitude here and now, in our actions and our beliefs. Transform us in every way. This notion calls on us to reconsider our views on punishment and redemption, to embrace the potential for change in the darkest of places, and to acknowledge that even the most frozen hearts can thaw. In the Sermon of Life, the idea of hell freezing over serves as a profound metaphysical or metaphorical reminder of the power of hope, transformation, and the indomitable spirit of redemption. It urges us to look beyond the fire and brimstone of our fears and prejudices to see the potential for change and growth. It challenges us to live in a way that brings warmth to the coldest of places, within ourselves mainly, and brings about change. When hell freezes over, hell is a place that I like to think of it, well, let's look at it the way Unity looks at it. We don't believe there's a hell and a heaven out there. We believe there's only God. And we're the ones that determine and choose where we're going to be, how we're going to live our life. Not out there, but in here. Whether we live in heaven, which I like to consider our Christ consciousness, our truth, our oneness with God, with each other, or hell, which I like to think of as through the ego, the sense of separation, the sense that we're on our own. The ego limits us, holds us down, holds us back from the truth of who we truly are, that expression of God, that consciousness, if we just open ourselves. As we think about that and the limitations and where we are, how we're held back and limited, remember, you may not be as bad off as you really think. There's always things that, if we look around, we can see that we can be blessed about. I saw a story in the Arizona Republic newspaper. It's written by Alan Gaithright. It's a story about a freedom rider, and this is what it's about. For 74 years, Melvin Manger, his freedom, he thought was worth any risk. Paralyzed from the neck down since birth, he has spent more than half of his life shut in at home. 14 years before, he was liberated by a motorized wheelchair and reborn as Cactus Mel, the legendary cactus peddler. A cross between the ancient marauder and the road warrior. Mel, as everyone calls him, is out, rain or shine, 7 days a week, guiding his wheelchair and the wagon he tows behind him, a wagon full of cactus for sale with a chin joystick. Well, first let me explain what a chin joystick is. When you're paralyzed from the neck down, the only thing you can move is your head. Well, he has a joystick, a stick sticking out from his chin that was tied to the control for this electric wheelchair so he could control it, and had that rod running to his controls. So far, Mel has survived 4 hit-and-run collisions. His body is banged and bruised, but Mel refuses to slow down. He embodies both human frailty and Herculean will. People tell of stopping to help Mel when his wheelchair breaks down, or someone can't understand his slurred speech, only to have him teach them a lesson about courage and independence. He was born with cerebral palsy in 1917. He has been at home most of his life. He was kept home by his parents to shield him from the taunts of the outside world. After they died, he was sent to a San Jose nursing home. There, 2 cousins and a friend, Marta Hessman, urged him to seize his dream of independence. But how do you do that? How do you become independent when you're paralyzed from the neck down? A social worker had said that, the social worker told Hessman, his friend, that Manger was a deaf mute. But she listened, and what she heard was a man pouring out the frustration of being trapped in a crippled body. He's telling me some things, and I'm going to help him, she expressed. There's somebody really important inside of there. When Hessman suggested an electric wheelchair, she could see tears just flowing down his cheeks. It was a rebirth. Suddenly, at the age of 60, a man who had never ventured very far out of his own room, who had never taken a step towards the open road, was going like crazy. Mel said, "My heart was in my mouth. I was afraid to get off the sidewalk, but in about 2 or 3 months, I sneaked off and went to my very first movie." Boy, he said, the people in the nursing home were mad. But I told him I didn't care. I didn't need that place. Since then, failing health has not kept him off the streets, neither is traffic. Once police had to pull him off an on-ramp for Interstate 28. Mel is an incurable flirt, and he relishes his hell-on-wheels reputation. There's a lot that can be learned from people like Mel. We may be handicapped in some way. There is a part of all of us that has stayed inside of a room that has not ventured out. either most or all of our life. We did not so much need the vehicle of an electric chair. What we need is that vehicle of faith, a faith in God's presence within each of us, to shine on that particular area in our life where we're held back. We need to know that we can do what we failed in the past. We have to know again that we have the power to go where we want to go. And if we have that belief, God, I know you are that belief in most areas of my life. And in that one area of my life that is still a little weak, we can change our life through our beliefs, through holding on to that faith. There are so many ways that we can limit ourselves, but God never limits you. God never gives you a handicap you cannot overcome. If there's an area in your life that is not up to that God perfection, pray. Spend time in prayer every day and overcome what you feel holds you back. Take a firm and positive stand in refusing to admit that there is lack of any kind in your life. When you look in with your all-seeing, all-discerning eye of faith, you see God's abundant help manifesting in every need you have. Affirm in prayer and realize that God's wisdom and good judgment were implanted in you from the beginning. You are now making your way illumined and prosperous. You would not think of closing your eyes and walking around saying that you can't see and don't know what you're doing, where you're going. So why close your eyes to the waiting good of God saying, I don't know what to do? Repeatedly affirm that with God's help, you know and will be guided for what's best. This is not a way to make your God wisdom work for you and guide you in paths that you don't know, that don't make a difference. We need to trust in God. The world needs you. You have a God-given talent and capability that you can use to glorify that presence of God. Honor yourself. Honor those around you with your own talent, your abilities, your love. There's something you can do better than anyone else. Through the loving, efficient service you can render, you can fulfill a need in life. As you discover and develop your own inner resources and capabilities, the way will open for you to cash in on your talents. When the way seems dark, pray for spiritual illumination and guidance, and bring all of your thoughts into light. You will become a radiating center of joy, of love, of happiness. We all have limitations. We all have things that hold us back. There's so much we don't know about life. So much more than what we experience or understand. Maybe we come into this life like Mel with a limitation, a serious limitation. Why that happens, we really don't know. Maybe it's something they had to do to work out something in their own path. Maybe they came in to help others to learn from helping them. Maybe it was just luck of the draw. But that's beyond the capabilities of what we know while we're experiencing this life. There is so much more to God than what we know. But whatever our limitations are, when you get up in the morning, think about somebody like Mel and what they're going through, what they went through for 60 years. Did he give up hope? Did he give up faith? The man held on to that. He didn't give up. 60 years laying unable to move. And when the moment came, he was there. Just the ability to move in a wheelchair. The man found a heaven. He sees that joy, that love, that life. What's holding us back? We are so blessed. Yes, we have limitations, mainly self-imposed. But when you look at somebody like Mel, that had so little, but still found a joy to live life to the fullest he could. Think how blessed you are. Every one of you. An expression of God. Let your light, your love shine. Be that truth. May God bless every one of you. Let's take that into a time of meditation. Right where you are, just sit back, close your eyes, take a deep breath. And see yourself as a conduit, allowing the light, the love of God to flow right in the top of your head, to flow down through you to every atom, to every cell in your body. See that light, that love, that energy that is God. See that truth that you are an expression of love, of the very essence of God. Your life is so blessed. You just open your mind, you open your heart to that blessing, that light, that love, and allow that energy to flow not only into you, but to flow out, enriching you and those around you. Feeling how special you are. So let's just take a few moments now to just allow that flow, to allow that light, that energy to enrich you and to enrich those around you. How special you are. Now, as we allow our presence to come back to this time, to this place, let us hold on to that truth, that love. And so it is. Thank you.
This is the time in our service when we have an opportunity to give back to the work of Spirit through our offerings and our tithes. We give in love and gratitude for our own prosperity in its many forms, which come to us through God, our instant, constant, and abundant source. Will the ushers please come forward? I invite you to hold your offerings in your hand as we say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all of the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive, and I am grateful.
Please come forward. And please join me as we bless this offering.
My gift goes forth on the wings of love, and it lands where it can heal and bless. It returns to me, multiplied a thousandfold, as the universe says yes.
Circle got smaller. Everybody's wanting food, I guess. Please join me as we say our prosperity affirmation.
Before we do that,
Okay.
there's an announcement I'd like to make. Please keep our beloved Dorothy Oliver in your prayers. She is in a rehab facility right now, hopefully being able to go back home at some point. So please surround her in love and healing light. Her daughter Cynthia is here, and of course Christopher is around too. So, but she's going to need a lot of assistance, professional assistance. So keep her in your prayers, please.
And our prosperity affirmation. We affirm the continued growth and prosperity of Unity Spiritual Center of Waco, and we are grateful. And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
And the presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Wherever I am, God is, and all is well.
Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, and we all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin to be, and let the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the light and love of God. Let the church say amen.
Can I do a very quick gratitude? I was kind of waiting for Sandy to start when I was going to come out. And I just had this wonderful, wonderful memory last night as I was trying to figure out what I had that was green that I could wear for St. Patrick's Day. And my memory was of Pat.
Oh,
Every year she made the best corned beef and cabbage, and I love corned beef and
Amen.
cabbage. And Pat used to always have a good sized container set aside for me so that when I went home I had some to take with me. So my gratitude is not so much for the corned beef and cabbage, but my gratitude is for the wonderful memories that I have of her.
amen.
Thinking about her.
On Easter, hadn't really thought about it yet. Do we normally do it? Okay, we can do it. All right. All right. That'll cut down my talk. That'll cut down my talk. I won't have to talk as long.